I started out this year saying I had a goal of reaching financial freedom this decade, meaning my savings would pay my bills. And then I bought this, then I bought this, and now I bought this. Some might say I'm not the best at saving, but you're wrong, because I'm counting on this thing to pay for itself, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But first, let's just admire this thing for a second. This thing is an engineering masterpiece, at least to my eye. It looks incredible. And as not the most super techie, knows everything about computers kind of person, I love how well this thing is designed. And there aren't all these cables everywhere coming out and making me feel like it could explode at any time. It feels really simple, clean, just really well designed. And even the fans, you guys probably saw MKBHD's video on this thing, how silent they are. You can literally put your ear right up to it and you only hear a tiniest little bit of a tiny hum, but there's virtually no sound. The fans, if you saw in the video, they're actually changing speeds all the time so that they're not matching the same frequency and they're not causing a cord to amplify the sound. So that's just pretty dang smart. And it just looks cool. But looks aren't gonna get you very far, so why did we just spend $21,598 for the Mac Pro and $7,598 for the XDR monitor and stand? First off, I just want to say this is not for everybody, and you could even make the case that this is definitely not for me, but I'm hoping that this thing will pay itself off over the 5 or maybe even 10 years that I end up using this thing. So let's break this down. This thing is fast. It's really, really fast. I mean, we haven't used it really at all yet, but I know it's fast. Maybe we'll do a review, maybe not. We'll see. So let's assume that I, as a freelance filmmaker, make $100,000 a year Canadian. I work 52 weeks out of the year, every single week, and I work 40 hours. You calculate that, I'm making $48 an hour. Now let's say that this Mac Pro is faster than the PC that we currently use, and let's say it's quite a bit faster, and through it being faster to edit with and render times and all of this, it's saving us 4 hours a week. Let's just assume that, and we multiply that out by 52 weeks. That's 208 hours a year that this Mac Pro is gonna be saving us. That's 8.6 days of time that this thing is saving, and that's a lot, but let's put that into money. If we multiply that out by the $48 an hour, that's $9,984 a year that the Mac Pro would be saving us. That's how much we're gonna save each year, whether it's in time of mine or Matt's, or maybe Tyler's gonna start editing. This thing is gonna allow us to get more done faster. And that's just how my brain works. I'm not gonna just buy something because I want something. I'm gonna think it through, and I'm gonna think, what are the business implications of it? Is it gonna save me time? Is it gonna save me money? Those are the things that I'm gonna think about most when I'm thinking about buying something like this. Same goes for the Tesla. When I was thinking about, should I get a Tesla? It's a lot of money. I don't know if it's really worth it. But then I started calculating how much time it saves me not having to do oil changes or going to the gas station. Plus, I have free charging, so that saves me a lot of money over time. But time was really the big thing that I was considering with the Tesla. And time ultimately right now is my limiting factor. I have a million video ideas that I could do right now. And me and Matt and Tyler could just work and work and work. But really, time is our limiting factor. There's only so many hours in a day. Matt can only edit for so many hours before he's just, tired. There's no more editing power in his genius brain. So anything that saves me time is a massive thing, and probably one of the biggest factors when I think about For example, buying something like this, the Mac Pro. The C500 over there, that one was more of just like an investment into the business. I felt like it could really step up the production game, especially with some of the higher quality stuff that I want to do this year. But the Mac Pro could literally pay itself off in just a few years in the time that it's saving us. And now a lot of you, especially the PC fans, are going to be saying like, well, you could just spend that money on a PC and get way more out of it. And I gotta say, out of all the things that I've bought in my YouTube career, freelance filmmaking career, the PC is my biggest regret. It feels like there's always just something wrong with it. There's some weird quirk, or when I go and edit on it, it feels different. It doesn't feel the way I'm used to. And then there's some weird issue, and then we gotta spend time figuring out what that weird issue is and troubleshoot. Literally, there has not been, well, maybe there's been a few weeks, but almost every week there's some sort of issue that we're trying to deal with. And in the end, it doesn't even feel that fast. It almost feels like the parts aren't playing as efficiently together as they could. Sometimes my old iMac, which is like, I think 2014, late 2014, that thing feels just as fast or the same, and I never have any weird quirks, any weird issues with that iMac. It always just works. It's really faithful. So again, the PC, sure, you might get a little bit more in terms of specs, but then I'm again wasting time having to deal with these weird issues, these weird quirks that happen with PCs. Plus AirDrop. You really start taking for granted AirDrop until you're using some Macs and some PCs. AirDrop is just so convenient. Again, saving time, just quickly transferring a file over instead of having to plug in a hard drive, put it on the hard drive, then plugging it into my Mac, and then taking it off, or putting it in the cloud, uploading, and then waiting for it to download. Again, we're just wasting time. AirDrop, that was one of the big things, even though it sounds so small, that was one of those big things that was just like a daily thing of like, oh, just oh no, wait, can't AirDrop it. Okay. It was just one of those things that every single day we're having to deal with. And I think one of the reasons why I've been able to be fairly successful in this whole filmmaker, YouTuber world is not because I'm not the most talented person out there, not by a long shot, but I spend a lot of time thinking about the business side of things. I'm constantly thinking about strategic decisions that will grow my business and in the end enable me to do the things that I really want to do, instead of just focusing on, well, what's this cool new artistic thing that I could create and make. I'm thinking, how can I grow my business so that then in the future I can make the projects that I want to make in the way that I want to make them, instead of having this idea and then having to go to other people and find money from other places, and then in the end your idea is just a shell of what it once was. But this is definitely not an argument that you could throw at your wife or husband or your parents to say that you need a Mac Pro right now. That is not what I'm saying. Be smart with your money. And as much as I would love to keep this thing all to myself, it makes more business sense. It's more strategic for someone else to be using it. So, Matt, are you ready to make the switch?
It is time for PC Exodus.
Let the Exodus begin! Matt, don't drop it. It's a lot of money to drop.
It's so heavy! Good thing we got this desk.
Not sponsored by Fully, but we do love the desk. All right, so there we have it. That is the new setup. You excited, Matt?
So excited.
Gerald, what do you think?
About what? The Mac?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, looks good. It's nice. Looks good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And this right over here might just become the new gaming Twitch stream spot. Matt, is that a good idea?
Only if you play Modern Warfare.
No, not doing it. How about the C300 Mark II as our little webcam? We're gonna go all out for for Twitch gaming stream. That's stupid. This is not a wise decision. Not smart. Not smart. This right here, hopefully this was a good business decision. Strategic.